I'm gonna recap all the episodes of my Ukrainian outlaw because I know you never actually watched it. So here we go. A says his name and then Yi dashes past him. Then we see B shows up and acts like the Fonz, and then he zooms past him and then he gets really scared. V shows up, says his name, and then Yi zoomed past him, like ran him over and stuff. He woke up, lost vision in one eye, and his voice completely changed. Like it went from the to vor. Vor. I'm just gonna let you Okay. Back to the recap. Ver decided to get revenge by going after him. By becoming a van. He grabbed the A, and the I decided to draw the N. So then it formed the van, and they were off. The van had a really bad design. And to be honest, they kind of made it an episode stuff, but we're not getting there yet. Ger shows up, and then he gets caught onto the van. And then he points directly at Yi, showing them who their target is. De says his name, and then Yi rushes up next to him, takes off his eye, and then he says his name and throws the little thing as a disc, and when the disc hit him, it actually sliced him into half. Fuck. Then Yi grabbed the eyeball, put it back on him, and put the inside of a little corn. I and Gare saw the whole freaking thing, and trust me, it was kind of brutal. And there was a 42 go tattoo on him, meaning that he was a letter stuffed inside a robot suit. Says his name, and then Yi runs him over. Then gets flashbacks to Uniform Alphabet Lore 3, which will be coming back soon. Then he realizes all he needed was He grabs the portal and then, grabs and then gets on, and the rest of the letters get on, and they were off on an adventure to stop Yi. Yeah, says his name, and then Yi zooms past him, and then zooms past him, then Yeah gets confused. Ja says his name, then A and Ka appear right next to him, and I decided to draw Yi to the farm Yizhak, which hedgehog means Yizhak in Ukrainian. Za says his name, and then Yi appears right next to him, and then uses him as a fucking whip to whip E. E shows up, says her name, and then gets whipped by Za, which was holding by Yi, by E. E shows up, says his name, and then he gets confused and looks at the cave, wondering where the fuck did it come from. And then it shows the inside with Da hung up. Then Za gets hung up. To be honest, Da was not even cutting half out. Just where did you go? And then, what is Yi doing with that pail of some shit? Was it the blood that Yi got from, like, the whipping stuff? Anyways, Yacht says his name. Plus, he's in the sky because he's like a jetpack. And you know that area down there where it shoots fire? Well, Yi hops up, takes a piece of the ground with him. All the letters turn up. And then that little flame that comes out of the area, it becomes alive and then, like, grabs Ka. And not to mention, Yi is actually holding on to Yacht. Like, when F did K. But anyways, let's fucking get back to the thing. Oh yeah, the recap. Ka gets confused, and then the flame, a live flame, grabs him, and then Ka, he just, I think he's dead. But he isn't. He comes back in episode Yikisma. He transforms into his super robot form because he's a litter stuff inside of a robot suit. Then his cannon charges up. The robot cannon charges up. Yes, sacrifices himself to save the other letters. In the meantime, S and Unifon and Ra back to their dimension. Then it shows a retrospection of Yi next to the cave and Yi on top of planet Ya. Yeah, Ya was going to be the planet instead of Apostrophe. Apostrophe is going to be the new planet after Yi blows up in episode Shaw. Not to mention, since they were in the whiteboard universe before they headed into the Flipper universe, episode Ya will be... Actually, maybe we can just scrap the whole Ya whiteboard thing and I can just stick to making episode Ya and flip it clip. Back to the recap. It shows Ya's dead body in ashes. And then Yi, in his normal form, just zooms past. S says his name and transforms into a super form. Yi was running, and then S stopped him by punching him. His tooth goes off of planet Ya, and then heads to the I don't know, I made a video on it, I think that's it. No, that's what it was. There's transforms into a super form, which is way bigger than the rest of the letters. It's as big as that robot Yi that we saw in episode Ka. Then Yi punched him really hard. Aaron says his name, then transforms into a super form with a live arm and stuff. Then Yi got turned the f up and used his eye to do the same thing that he did to De, but to Aaron, and then his fucking leg got chopped off. Oh, shows up, hears a noise, and then rushes over to Aaron and his leg getting chopped off. All decides to turn into a super form and help him, and then replaces him with a screen. He has all the basic necessities. His first words were, yeah, I can stick with this. Roll with this? Was it stick with it or roll with it? Oh yeah, it was, I can work with this. His first words were, meh, I can work with this. That was his first words. The episode starts off with all the elemental letters, except for Air showing up. Pet shows up and then transforms into her super form. And then literally beats the shit out of Yi so much I think it's tearing apart the robot suit. And then an arm pops out. Then M starts to realize the wires in the arm. Then he realizes he's just a letter with limbs instead of a cramped robot suit. Then he grabs a chainsaw and he's gonna fix it up. And then Anne came with him because he's attached to his body. Anne was scared beyond belief. Then that's the first appearance of the guy. What he said afterwards, he was going to say, oh my fuck, someone fuck me, but at the time I couldn't swear. I realized it was bad. Yeah, that was until the whole cop-off thing ended, and then I started swearing, fuck, shit, dick. On to episode 8. Ear says his name and then transforms into his super form. And then goes to punch him, but Yi strikes the punch, grabs him, and literally throws him into oblivion. I forgot to do episode between episodes get and death, so I'm just gonna cover that. He is shown being locked up in Yi's cave. That's why he has that. He's not a ninja. He's a fucking captive. He says his name in epicness because he's free, then leaves the cave. Then sees air laying flat on the floor. S shows up, and then it shows air. Then you got to Eleanor realizing that he's a coward for literally just getting thrown into oblivion and like trying to punch him. She just like kicked him or like, squashed him. Air is sad now, but Pat shows up to comfort him. And then they both transform out of their super forms, but not her. He doesn't have a super form. K-A-R-T. And then the screen transforms into an owl. And then a map was made. Karta means map in green. Then they make a LASIK eye surgery laser by getting L-A-Z-I-K and S. And then they made a little LASIK eye surgery thing. Then it goes into the eye, and then like it's saved. And then the Karta shows that he was heading straight for U, and there was another tile on the map. My logic is messed way the fuck up. Now, like, before the thing even happened, then Tag got beat up, and then he got corrupted. I'm really fucking dumb for literally putting another tile on the map. Pretty dumb choice. Pretty dumb. We're just gonna like go to episode 10. 10 shows up, says his name, and then Yi zooms past him. Then the map starts telling him all about Te, how he got like corrupted and stuff. And then he realized that then he will be in episode ooh. Yeah, he'll be evil in episode ooh. So ooh shows up, and then gets kidnapped. Then it shows Yi's cave, and then ooh gets locked up. I was originally going to make it through Z, instead I realized it was through Z. My logic is messed the fuck up, bro. My logic is messed the fuck up, bro. Episode F starts off with Yi leaving his cave and literally just breaking a hole. Then it shows the robot suit that Yi broke out of in episode P. Crash shows up and he's gonna fix it. In the meantime, Aaron and E get kidnapped. But E will appear again in episode Yankees Knock. That grabs his tools and then fixes them right the fuck up. Even I was watching. Then it shows E and like the bandages and shit like that. Kara gets hit with a hammer. Yeah, I thought he was going to be evil in episode U, but he's going to be evil in episode F. Then he decides to go on his evil rampage. There's F right there. There's F. You may think his voice was like F, but no. It was like F. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Then Ted like corrupts F. And then they go off. I make a GPS, then tab here, then I drew R, another R, and an R, and another R, to make a little, and then car showed up, GPS tracker, and then like it attached it to like a car, and then all the lights went on, they were off, and Yo was there too. My logic is messed way the fuck up. Crash shows up, and then, like, Yi hits him, and then Kra died, and then turns him into a ghost. He was just running until Seth showed up. He has a little staff that makes up for the line. T and F showed up. Meanwhile, all the letters do. Cab. Oh, T. And then, like, Cab on. Tad die. But Tad will be reborn after, like, corrupted Tad dies in episode Yankee Snap. He tries to hit Yacht. For that animation, I just grabbed my Jita puppet and then I just did that. Then Yi decides to use what's left of Tad to get Aaron. Meanwhile, Yacht, he just used that little flame that comes out like her butt to like flame his toe, and then screw that. Yacht's gonna smash Yi. Meanwhile, Cabal does not have an arm. Jen Ear was pretty scarred due to the death of Yacht. He will never be forgotten. He will never be forgotten. Then he places down the pieces of tan. Everyone was watching from afar. Cha shows up, says his name, then all shows up. He turns around and I show up, and then Be and Am and Cab all show up. Sha shows up. Yeah, says his name, and then what he thinks is Yi shows up. Then Am Superform, Cab all and Be show up. And then I draw another all to make a little bomb.
No.
Mommy!
Mommy! What?
I was doing a recap of Ukrainian Outlaw. You could not just... Yeah, I'm in the bed with my mom right now.
I just needed a hug.
That was... I mean, I bet a lot of it. And it doesn't really care if I live with my mom or not. At least I'm getting views.
You are 10 years old. You should be living with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, I am. Possibly the perfect age today. Chloe Guevara. I have a crush on her. But anyways, but back to the thing. I didn't actually draw an all. I draw a bear, and then it makes a bomb bigger than Yi's cave and Ya. And that was how Ya blew up. And like died, and then they all moved to like the new planet. I can give you limited expense watching Ya blow up. And like watching all of the letters move to the Flip-A-Clip universe. You know the little rift between Flip-A-Clip and whiteboard? Well, the letters went through the whiteboard, like, and to the Flip-A-Clip universe. So limited expenses. Ya, you watching Ya blow up with sound. Let's do this. Beep, 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 beep. You know that green line? Well, the left side is the Flip-A-Clip universe. The right side is the whiteboard universe. That's all that happened. Yeah. Now let's head to the video. Now let's head to the actual videos that were of the show. Up. There's episode Ska. All the letters are in the Flip-A-Clip universe, and then they landed onto that random new planet. Shaw just shows up. Shaw says his name like then Yi decides to like still go on in the new planet. And Aaron decide to make a plan. Aaron, they make the little van again. And then they drive. Aaron's driving. Enjoy. Then episode Yaki's Knock. The Return! So, for episode Yaki's Knock, he says his name, then looks at the battlefield. Yi is running, then Yi just stops and realizes he was turning into his god form to, like, get revenge on these stupid letters. Turned into a god form, turned like pale green, has like a little X on him, and he grows in size. Holy crap. What the fuck? Then they have like a little battle. Like, starts to kick, and then he got punched. Bear shows up, he got kicked. Bear like completely got destroyed. Girl thought he was going to get hit, but he did. A little bit too late. Girl like comes on a whip, and then shows and then he just get hit. And I think that guy's like handcuff thingy. I think it got tied around like Jared like runs off. E shows up with the little scars from being whipped and gets stepped on. Earl and all tried to do something about it, but guess what happened? They didn't do shit. These lasers like zapped them off, and I think they even killed them, like turned them into ashes. This is how Terra died. One of the lasers shot him, and like normal Terra came back. And then Ka like turned up. He got punched, and he sees Anne and goes super rage mode, and then like blasts the cannon that he had. This is where E shows up. He likes to get blasted. He got blasted. Aaron was just deflecting the lasers back with his screen. Is he trying to kill him? Aaron decides to like shoot a little red laser from all the attacks. Terra realizes what he should do. Then normal Terra appears. He's reborn. And the corrupted Ted dying. I was too lazy to animate the rest of the fight until like finale and stuff. And then Aaron like has enough and shoots like a laser for like all the attacks. Aaron like decides where to shoot it at. It shoots at God Yi. And then like shoots back into Yi's cave, and then like he died. Now for episode U, Aaron looks up and literally just sees D-R-U-Z-Yi. Basic coincidence. Yu shows up, says her name, confusing. Then Shika shows up. There's a question mark. It shows Yi's like friendship and shit. And now I can like show you like around the Yar episode. Aaron shows up, says his name, and then looks around and realizes like doesn't have any friends. And Yi, he shows up as a lowercase baby. And then they talk, and then Aaron falls over, and then he asks if he has other friends. And then Aaron and O decides to like troll them once they get there. U and Z decide to like run over and meet the new pal. Then they like hung out for a while. Yi. That's what I was going for. Earl and O show up. They decide to like troll the gang. And then like Frozen, like Anne and stuff. Earl and O like to say their names, and Yi helps them. Now, what I was going for was they were going to spell. What were they going to spell? I don't remember. Let me see what they were trying to spell. Yeah, they were trying to spell Perditi. It means fart. That was what was left of episode, yeah? And that was the whole recap. I don't care if you people tell me, like I'm living... Just forget. Okay, just forget that my mom was trying to cuddle me. Just forget that. It was pretty embarrassing. On God. Now, I'm gonna go watch some Perrotter. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.